Hey, good morning, everybody. Almost noon, and welcome to the Denver and Rio Grande Western Iron Horse Route. It's June 14th. This is my N-Scale Model Railroad channel, and coming live to you. Got a few folks with us already, if I'm not mistaken. I probably need to. All right, yeah, I got Art here, I got Bill here, I got John here. I don't know if I've seen anybody else yet or not. I can't remember. Oh, okay. Let me see. I'm not able to see the bottom of the chat. I'm not happy about that. Hold on. Oh, yeah, I can. Nope. One down. Hey, Dave. Yay, Dave's here. I need to move this out a little bit wider. Excuse me, y'all. I'm trying to adjust. So, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Bear with me if you're still there. I have lost my Hangout. I don't know if y'all are with me or not, to be honest. I clicked something I shouldn't have. See, I can't. All right. Now, let me see if I'll apologize for that. And let's see if we're back on track. All right, good deal. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to have the chat stream going over here so I can watch it and not have this feed streaming eating up bandwidth so I can see my Google Hangouts. And I don't have any other calls in here. I'm just trying to get a little more familiar with the Hangout and using it and everything. We did have some great success yesterday. I really have good news in regard to that. Um, School Kill John and Steve Arnold and I had a Google Hangout chat yesterday through my PC or where my PC was involved that we could have recorded or gone live with. And man, it was fantastic. It worked well. We had four total cameras. This camera, we had my iPhone camera over here, and then we had John's webcam, and we had Steve's. I think that was his phone as well. And so We do have some plans in the very near future to have people on or somebody on specifically to do a layout tour next week. If y'all give me just a sec, be right back. I'm sorry, I've actually got some cold symptoms, and I kind of, I don't know. I don't know if I'm getting a cold or not. But anyway, I've been sneezing and all that stuff, so I felt like I had something in my nose. I apologize. Anyway, announcement about next week. Next week, duty calls. I have training for a new platform that I'm going to be using at work. And so, yeah, I mean, that's awful. And I kind of knew about it. I just had kind of not really been thinking about it. But anyway, so I really do. I have 5 days straight that I'm going to be back working like a normal person. Um, I do want to go live sometimes in the evenings when possible, impromptu, clearly around anyone else's scheduled streams, making sure to drop off 15 minutes or so before, or maybe 5 or 10, in 15, 10 minutes or so after, or, after, give a little breathing room between them, but make sure I'm not in anybody's, well, that we subscribe to and all that stuff that we follow. The guys that follow this channel seem to follow a group of channels, and when those guys are talking and we're somewhere else, I don't need to be live anyway. So great news is that I do want, man, I tell you what, I don't think Dave BNSF, I don't think you said in a comment that you probably won't ever be able to get on Google Hangouts due to just your technology. Is that correct? And I asked that because I really, really, really would love to do a show where you talk about that locomotive roster of yours. Would love to do that. John does have the capabilities, and so I'm going to be asking him to talk to us about a few things. I know one thing that I want to talk to John about, or I would like for John to tell us about, is the locomotive he has. That's it's either the same, it's the exact same model that was your father's favorite. And don't you actually have the model? I did. I'm trying to remember the exact details. I know you have one, and it's running and working, and it's exactly like your father's favorite one or something. And it's a really cool looking locomotive. I'd love to hear some history on that. Um, Bill's got some fantastic stuff we could talk about technology. I think Art, you might have mentioned that you might not have the technology to go on either. Um, I I don't know about Claude. Would like to check with him, and obviously Steve can, and Steve will be on soon. We're going to do a layout tour with Steve, probably the first one that I do, assuming he's willing to do that. I've been joking about that, but I am going to ask him if he's willing to do that, and it'll be the first time that we actually schedule something and do that. We might do some impromptu stuff between now and then. Steve's kind of out of pocket with Blue and the family things this weekend, so we probably won't see him until later next week or the beginning of next week. But I'm sure Blue's doing okay, and maybe I'll check in on Blue and give y'all an update. What y'all got going on today? I think that's everything I needed to talk about. Hey, Sparky. It's good to have you, Sparky. All right. One thing I am having a little trouble with that I'll have to work on is the chat. I can't see the last couple lines of chat. So if I'm late responding to your response, if I ask you something, please let me know. Um, but yeah, we had a very successful. See, I can't see much from this thing. This is going to take the Google's taking some used to, getting some used to for me. I just can't. My little cheaters and everything that I use, I've got to get used to using them a different way. Uh, Stand by, please. Here we are. Gotcha. 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 Oh, did I read that right? Sparky, you get to meet Joe G? Or do you already know Joe G or whatever? He seems like he'd be really cool to hang out with. That's the only reason I mentioned that. I saw that. So what I got going on over here is I'm actually going to come on. I'm going to call my other camera in a minute and just show you what I've done on the layout. Um, I'm getting ready to glue the track, or use the adhesive on the track. I don't use just glue, but and so prior to doing so, I'd really like to take the opportunity to show y'all and if obviously y'all see anything that needs to I need to call my attention to, you need to call my attention to, please encourage that. I actually was going to do it right before I went to bed last night. I was going to come out and put the adhesive down, and I decided to wait and kind of give y'all a look at it and maybe give some opinions. I have a funny story. I laid this track in that I'm about to put the adhesive on 3 different times. And every time I'm putting a pin in, I got Dave BNSF in my head going, "Take your time, Brian. Take your time, Brian." And it was weird. He, like, in a comment like days ago, just said, "When you're laying your track, Brian, take your time." And why that resonated with me to such extent, I mean, I hate to say it, Dave, but you've been on my mind a lot lately. You think you have Google Hangouts on your tablet, but you don't know if it works. I would imagine you do, and depending upon the rate at what your tablet can upload to me, depends upon the video quality, and I do want to know which of my people that no, my people, I didn't mean to say that. The people that come around here regularly during this time when we chat, I would like to know those of you that are not able or are not interested in doing the Google Hangouts, because this me talking ain't gonna be much longer. Um, we will very soon, if not today, have other people on entertaining us as well, which was my purpose from the get-go. What I intended to do when I had this idea in March, is to is to us to get around and hang out, and I'll be on the same camera, and I'll be, like I say, I bet we'll get a ton of views. You know, having a bunch of people cutting up, being cool, you know, being good to each other, talking about model railroad. Why not? Why would you not? And, you know, the Google platform, I think it digests. I don't know much about this. John probably knows a lot more than me, but the Google platform digests, I think, a lot of the bandwidth stuff because it's going through there. Just it ran really smooth. Maybe we got really lucky yesterday. John will kind of tell you it ran really well. Well, Sparky, I actually, if you're around for just a sec, maybe I'll try to do a few things. It's not going to work now that I'm going to try to show you something. But in regard to, well, you know, like the appear in thing, it's just like appear in, I think. I don't think it's really any different. Now, I know that there's probably different and more strict copyright laws on Google Hangout, and from what I read, there is. And what's the other thing? I've not had a lot of success. And, you know, like how sometimes on the interviews, they'll split the screens where there's, you know, they'll share the screen. I've not had any success doing that. I've not had any success enlarging or moving the other camera's windows. Now, I can quick change to you if you're talking, and we can be live and recording. I can quick change to you if you're talking. I can quick change to John if he comments on what you say. If Bill wants to answer a question in regard to or has a response to something that John said, if Bill goes to talk, I can hit the camera and go to Bill. It's pretty cool. It would be even cooler if when I have time, I'm going to try to figure out those functionalities as well. So I guess without further ado, because I don't really see any reason why I wouldn't at this point, I'm going to try to call camera 2. Now, I do need to go ahead and tell y'all, y'all know I only have 2 cameras, and one's my phone, which really means I don't have 2 cameras because the camera on this computer is like worthless. But anyway, the reason why I don't typically go on during this time is that it's lunchtime in my time zone, and so I could get calls. And if I do, I'll just drop this one and we'll keep this one on. So I'm going to try to call. We'll see if we can't get this camera in. Well, Sparky, Sparky, hold on. All right, I'm getting feedback from my other camera, and I'm not sure what. There we go. I have to have my headphones in, or I'll get feedback from the volume coming out. Yeah, we should now, right? Are we good now again? to here. And so what I'll show y'all real quick. Sorry, DIY Digital. I can't do a tripod on this one. But maybe we'll turn this on for just a second. Y'all are probably getting a better view of this than I've ever gotten, which I could have probably just recorded this and looked this way, but I didn't. All right. So the terminus part will just hit that Y like right there and then come up here. Good. July is scenery. Now I will. Uh-oh. Oh, we're back to me? Cool. All right, what happened? You got to go, Dave? Oh, Sparky got to go. Okay. Oop, I got to turn this off. All right. So, now, we can do Google Hangouts live. We've done that, showing my camera. I don't know, did you guys get it? I mean, how did it look? Were you able to see anything? Was it blurry, fuzzy, choppy? Let me look. Well, Sparky, the thing is, I don't want to keep it running like for that, just for that. If you're talking to me, no, I understand what you're saying, but you know, what I can do is I can come on for 30, 45 minutes and hang out with some good people, and I can get off. I can work on my layout a little bit and do some household things maybe on a good day. You know, then in the evenings, I can watch y'all's channels and that kind of thing. So, you know, there's got to be a time, because I'm trying to shoot videos of what I'm doing. I actually had something go on today. I asked y'all a bunch of stuff. Looks like you got the second turnout in the main line for the passing siding. Yeah, I've got it. I haven't set it yet. All I've got set right now is the main line, I think. And what that is I've got a Y. I've got a Y, and so what I've got is that right-hand turnout. That right-hand turnout comes out to a straight piece, a 5-inch Atlas snap straight, and that's going to come into this part of the Y. And then so this will become the terminus junction, the park, and this will be the passing. It'll come this way, hit a 5-inch straight of snap, and connect to the right-hand turnout. Is my plan. Oh, Dave, good to hear. Picture was fine. Dave, how bad did the track work look? I mean, I haven't done any. I mean, it's not down. It's just, but it's gonna go down unless we found some issues there. Come over here. I can see this one better. Hey, Dave's Trains. Good to see you, brother. I apologize for all the crazy. We're using Google Hangouts today, and because we tested the functionality of it, I don't know if you were following. And that's one of the problems. One of the things I'm adapting to is when I go live straight through YouTube and the live dashboard there. I'm familiar with how to use it, and I'm comfortable with using it, and so this is all new and everything. But if I'm not, and so like normally I'm much more abreast with what's going on in chat and who's with me and how many people are with us and all that stuff, and maybe I shouldn't pay any attention to that, except for the chat part, and that is what's bothering me. I need to be able to see what y'all are saying better than I am now. Now, I can easily do that with this phone, but that's a Band-Aid because I need this phone for mobile camera. So I don't need this phone playing John Denver music, which, you know, and I don't need this phone doing other things like that. So. Heavy J. Heavy J. Great to see you. We had Sparky, Dave Collins here. See, look, I'm missing all this. I apologize, y'all. I got to figure out this. And I know y'all the solutions to OBS Studio, but I don't know how to use that good at all. Like, it's not, I would imagine it's not hard, but I'm too busy working on my layout and shooting videos of me working on my layout and editing those videos, and then talking with y'all for a little while live and following y'all's channels. And, you know, that's my normal time that I'm at work. And then trying to pay attention to the other important things the rest of the time, you know. Okay, Dave, are you going to be able to access the tracks in back when you start scenery? Yeah, meaning the only place right now, Dave, that I don't have pretty good access to is right here, the very bottom of the helix, the first level. And I can actually go under this table and get to that too. It's just a pain to crawl under there is all. So I do not ever intend to have any scenery that I cannot get to, except for my line has 30 tunnels roughly. And I should know the exact because I did a history on it. It's 29, 30, 32, something. Dave, you might know that. I'm talking about just the line between Union Station and Winter Park. But anyway, I'm obviously at some point going to be featuring some of those tunnels, particularly the 6.7 mile Moffat. And what that will do is that's even going to be removable. I've watched enough videos that y'all, and what's happened is I've watched enough videos of people who've actually gone before me, and I've watched enough of those videos and not done what they said to learn a lesson enough that I'm probably going to try to keep the track pretty accessible in all forms and all terms. In a room such as this, if my layout stays in here forever and ever and ever, it's not hard. You know, I walk into the door, I am in a big U, you know, and that's easy to do. I mean, you know, and basically in the type of room I'm in, I really shouldn't. If I don't have any areas, if I create areas I can't reach, that's on me. Now I say that there are, for example, you see right back here, if you constitute that area as unreachable, then I'm going to have 4 or 5 of those. All right. But it's difficult to work in that area. I don't consider it unreachable. I had a problem in that area. I detest that area now. I will not put any scenery in that area that's going to jeopardize any track work in that area at any time in the near future. School Kill John, you still here? See, that bugs me. How long we been rolling? You want to show us that locomotive real quick? Feel free to say no. You want to show us that locomotive real quick? Tell us about it for about 3 minutes, and then we'll all hang up and have a good day. What I'll do is I'll stand here and tell jokes and whatnot while you get ready. Well, Dave. All right, that sounds great. Just let me know when you're back. Take your time. We're not going to go anywhere. And I appreciate it. And I'm sorry to do that to you. But like I said, if you don't feel like it, don't worry about it. If it takes you 5-10 minutes to get back, no worries. Just we'll stick around for a little while. I just thought it might be cool. So about track cleaning, Dave, you know I use graphite, but there are still times where I'm going to need that. Now, the track cleaning cars that you recommend, do you make your own, Dave, or do you build them, or not build them? Do you buy them? I know they have some excellent ones that are brass. Yeah, Dave's trains. It's not too bad, you know. And it could be a lot worse. But I had a problem back there. I laid some flex in a curve, and there you go. And I'm pretty new at all this. And so when I laid the flex in the curve, it got out of gauge a little bit. And I tried to fix it um, with kind of like a band-aid. I tried to patch it, and that didn't work. It got worse eventually. It started out working, and then so I thought I was, you know, all that in a bag of chips, and then I figured out real quick that it stopped. And so I don't know, Dave, if you're still with us. Dave, you use Centerline. Now those are in the $60 range or so. if I'm not mistaken. All right. All right. We're going to try something. We're not going to keep him long because I impromptu on him. This was not planned. I just don't have a lot more for you, and I'm not going to be going live until the beginning of next week in the evening at some point, and I'll try to give some alerts and heads up. But so before we went to the weekend, I wanted y'all to say hello to John since we did test this out. And we would do John and Steve, but I don't think Steve's here. Steve, you didn't get to sneak in, did you? Why didn't that say? And oh, I was right. All right, John. I think you have an invite on the way. Now, my computer can be, you know, glitchy in regard to it might take a minute to send out. Now, mine came to my phone real quick, but I don't know. Did I send it to you? And if that doesn't work, we're going to do it this way. We're going to do it this way. Stand by, folks. I have troubleshooted this enough where I should be able to. No. Sorry, I'm unable to invite. All right, John, let me know if you get anything. Did we have to do it by the link last time? I can't remember. Maybe we did, didn't we? Let me do it that way. My bad, y'all. I didn't do it the right way. I didn't do it right. Sorry. I am getting cold. All right. Now, John, would you please check your email? And if that email went out, all right, everybody.
Hey, Brian.
There he is, everybody. I want to welcome John. Let me get off camera. And this is John, everybody. Say hello, John. You are on camera.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
I'm going to shut up. Tell us about that loco. Off camera. And this is John, everybody. Say hello, John. You are on camera.
All right. How's it going, everybody?
How's it going? I'm going to shut up. Tell us about that loco.
All right.
John, everybody. Say hello, John. You are on camera.
All right. How's it going, everybody?
I'm going to shut up. Tell us about that loco.
All right. All right. I guess this is the one you're talking about.
It is.
All right. How's it going, everybody? All right. This is the Pennsylvania GG1. This is my dad's O scale model. This is the Pennsylvania GG1. This is my dad's O scale model. We got this. It was probably 1965 when we got it, and for the time, it was insanely expensive. We had a full rake of steamline passenger cars, and it was probably about $300 back then when we bought it. But it's a great model. It's all brass. It's probably about 10 pounds, and it was probably about $300 back then when we bought it. But it's a great model. It's all brass. It's probably about 10 pounds. And for comparison, here's my HO scale model.
Ooh.
And for comparison, here's my HO scale model, which of course isn't brass and weighs a whole lot less.
Wow.
Yeah, the GG1 is huge. It's an O scale. It's about 14 inches long, 2.5 wide,
Oh, here we are.
and about 3.5 tall.
All right, I need to know if John's volume is better. John, say something.
What's that? How's that?
You're working on your volume a little bit.
All right, is that better?
All right, I need to know if John's volume is better. John, say something.
How's this sound, everybody?
Uh-oh, there's an echo now. Too loud. Steve!
All right.
Well, you ready, Steve? All right, I need to know if John's volume. Where did you come from?
All right, I think the echo's gone now. That was my fault.
All right, how's the volume? Now, is my volume really low?
No, your volume sounds good to me, Brian.
Cool. Oh, Steve, you can't take a call right now? You have or had? Past tense or present? Oh, we heard John fine? Great. Oh, no, you can't. Okay, buddy. Just checking. I was just going to see if we could get another camera in, but we'll do that later. And that's good to know, everybody. So, John, I'm going to take you off just a sec. and we'll practice switching back and forth a little bit. We'll give John just a breather. If y'all have any questions for John about that, feel free to let him know. John has a video about that in his recent ones. I think it's, you look at his, it's like the second one over, I think.
Yeah, it was my 100 subscriber thank you video.
All right, yeah. John has a 100 subscriber thank you video, and it shows that boy in action, and it's really actually cool.
Well, it shows my HO scale one in
Yeah.
action.
Yeah, that's what, yeah.
Yeah.
And now, which one of those, the O's your dad's?
The O is my dad's, the HO is mine.
I gotcha. All right. Yeah, when you were going into more detail on it, I was scrambling trying to fix your volume. But, you know, I want to thank you for stopping in and letting us call you today impromptu so quickly like that. We're going to do a whole lot more of that in the future. We're going to play with the cameraman part and figure out what we can do. Thanks, John.
Hey,
and we're going to, I don't know how to do any of this yet, so we're practicing. And I want all of you to have a good weekend. I want to thank you, John, for stopping in. Steve, can we get a blue report before you go, please? We were thinking we weren't going to see you till Monday. We had talked about that at the beginning. I let the guys know that I would try to give them some kind of info on blue. And again, thank you, John. Thanks, Bill, for being here. Dave's Trains, we appreciate you coming in for the first time today. I haven't caught you before. Dave, BNSF, as always, I appreciate you. Dave, if you saw any issues with my track work and didn't want to throw me under the bus, feel free to email me. And so Bill, Art's here. Art's been here, actually. Colin stopped in. Good to see you, Colin. Sparky was here as well. Who else?
Good to hear, Steve.
All right, that looks like everybody. I sure appreciate y'all today. I want y'all to have a really good weekend. I've got an upload coming out tomorrow at 10:30. If y'all have time to stop in after Track Smack, I would appreciate it. And as always, it's good to visit with each and every one of y'all. I look forward to watching some of y'all's videos and commenting and corresponding back and forth with y'all that way over the weekend. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.
Take care, everybody.
Bye, John. Bye, fellas. Bye, Steve. Bye, Blue.